Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about the sports and stuff.
The sports and stuff.
Sports ball.
It was it happened, you guys. We can all.
CJ2K?
Chris Jones signed a massive deal with the Chiefs.
Massive.
Hey, he wanted.
Whoa.
He wanted Aaron Donald money. He got some Aaron Donald money.
Got more than that shit.
He got more, baby.
Well, by like 100,000 more, right? Like 0.1 million more, something like that.
It's
When you break
more.
it down.
Yeah. When you take the guarantee, the first 2 years, I think he's gonna make out a little bit better.
It's about the same as well. It's like 31.6 or something like that. When you break his first three, but
I didn't really care what we were going to pay him. I just didn't want to sit there and squirm also. Or
thank God we don't have to. Like, I mean, you figured once we tag Snead, hit the tag on Snead. And we did it right away. It's not something gotta happen. Chris Jones out there at the parade saying he's going to be a Chief, next year, the year after that.
Yeah, but after he said it, his agent was like, "Hold on."
Well, hey man,
somebody needs to cut these boys off.
He said it. He said multiple times. He said like after the Super Bowl, even like he wants to be a Chief for life.
I mean,
and he did it. He held to his word. He of course did it with putting out all his cryptic tweets, right? As we all know, just to make your butt pucker a little more, or you're right. He did it last year too.
All it did for me this year, whenever I saw those tweets come out, I was like, because I felt it. I was like, when is it? What? It's coming in the next couple of days. We're about to find out.
Come on.
But it was just brutal from the start because like the first rumor out of the gate was the Raiders.
Yeah.
So it was just,
somebody
I'm
was
not
like,
doing this again this year.
Us.
Fuck all this shit.
Yeah, I did. They just didn't feel as daunting this year as they did last year. To me, I felt pretty confident. Like it's gonna happen.
Go ahead.
After the Detroit game, it was like, okay, he's gonna be a Chief for life.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and the crazy thing too about Chris Jones is like, some people are saying, "Oh, he didn't have the stats. He's getting old this year," but it's like, look at the stats that, like, there's all the stats that he doesn't get, but he causes.
Yeah, I mean,
so much destruction in a game that's not on paper.
Yeah, if you look at the Super Bowl, right? Like no sacks, but like 6 pressures or something like that. Like it's insane.
The huge one where
3 potential touchdown saving.
Yeah.
Like pressures.
Just shoving guys into the quarterback.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, with Josh Allen. Like, but in the Super Bowl alone, he had 3 different plays where he saved us a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like
it's like he doesn't get credit for that.
And if we don't, like, man, it'd be very tough to move on from Chris Jones, like leaving. We'd have to completely rebuild our defensive line.
Yeah.
Because that's where we all work through, right? That's where it all works through.
They ask across the league, people who like teams offensive players hate playing against the Chiefs for one reason: offensive lineman, Chris Jones.
Because he can move. He lines up in the middle and on the end.
You're fucked wherever he is.
Right. He can line up wherever. You have to double team him, which means we get one of our other guys who are always open, right? Or always,
Yeah.
And helps out our back end tremendously when we can put that kind of pressure on the QB. Yeah, on the back end.
He did, didn't he?
Sorry, I had
Good
to.
catch.
If we're not gonna have Snead, right? If we're not gonna have Snead to really shore up our backfield, then we have to have Chris Jones up there just disrupting the quarterback.
But it feels like if we do lose Snead, that we do have a plan at least in place, whether it be Johnson, Williams, Watson.
Yeah, I feel like we got some young guys that can do it, especially because we have McDuffie.
Yeah, I feel Williams might be the guy.
But it will
Holiday-
suck. Like we will
Get the
feel,
length. Oh yeah, you'll definitely feel it.
we'll feel it.
Because it'll be
But
a
man,
couple.
teams just could not pass on us this year.
I think Jalen Watson's the next guy up.
Jalen Watson, I think, holds his position.
Now, which corner just got signed to
Johnson.
Could be.
which corner just got signed to like a 3-year deal? Did
For
the
the Bears?
Patriots just do what?
For the Bears. Johnson.
They just signed their safety, right?
Bears
they
signed,
released their
uh,
safety.
Jalen Johnson.
yeah.
The Bears.
Oh, before I forget too about the Sneaky brought up that Raiders
Jalen Johnson.
rumor. The tweet where the dude was like, "If you go to the Raiders, you're dead to Chiefs Kingdom," and then Chris Jones just sent a handshake emoji. Like, come on, bro.
Come on, seriously, you gonna do that?
We don't have to worry about that. Hopefully, ever again. Gonna finish his career here.
What corner just signed for like 3 years, 19 million?
Per year, Jalen Johnson signed 4 years, 76 million with 54 million guaranteed with the Chicago Bears.
Okay, yeah, all right.
At
We
25 years old.
we
He's
can't
2 years younger than Snead.
find that for Snead somewhere. Maybe? Snead's young enough. Don't give me that. Snead's very young.
I'm just saying, Jalen Johnson.
He's like 26.
25 and Snead is 27.
He's like 26. He's like basically.
Yeah,
Sure he's 27.
that's what I was saying. Said he's 27.
Well, do you want Creed Humphrey? Do you want Trey Smith? Do you want
Nick Bolton?
Okay, we have to get Nick Bolton done. I think that's going to be the next thing done. Like honestly, yeah, we're going to move on
Those three
from
are the
Snead.
guys that
I know.
are the priorities because I think Thuney's gone after this.
Yeah. I know Snead's gone. The next thing that we need to shore up though, the next thing we're gonna get done, I think, is Nick Bolton.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that happens this offseason or next offseason necessarily, but I think as far as like guys on our team who we need to re-up, our next priority will probably be Nick Bolton.
Yeah. And with what Sneaky
You're gonna keep him around.
saw earlier with what was it, only 7 million or almost 8 million of this contract counts against the cap for Jones.
7.35?
Hey,
7.35. So that's
now
huge.
we don't have
That
a
is
ton.
huge for the Chiefs. Whenever they
That
were
is
at,
huge for us because we don't have a ton to play with.
we were at like 28, 29 million in that range.
I don't know. We were way less than that because we had to give out performance bonuses.
And then
That
there's
ended up costing us like half of it.
oh fuck. And then the Tranquil contract.
Also, Drew Tranquil, guys.
Yeah, Drew Tranquil. He's gonna be here for the next 3 years.
That's quite a steal, that Drew Tranquil signing.
13
For,
million
like,
guaranteed, 19 million on that top
I
end.
was very happy with that.
So it's like
good
just
man.
over $6 million a year averaged out. Like that is for Drew Tranquil production. That's crazy.
It's a great
I
signing.
would take that. And we saw how important he was when Nick did get hurt, right? When Nick Bolton got hurt, Drew Tranquil was able to come in, fill that role, which is, quarterback of our defense, basically, right? That's your leader on defense, your guy calling all your plays.
And it's huge insurance in case we can't get something done with Nick.
And yeah, it's good insurance if we can't. And with Willie leaving, also great to have that linebacker depth right there.
Yeah.
So
Um,
very big. Two deals
and those 2 deals
very
probably
excited
take you
about.
out of the Calvin Ridley market.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting that. Like
Yeah, we're not going to be in play on the major.
no major wide receiver. We may not even need it if we can draft right. But I mean, who I
Mooney
hate to say it.
Hollywood Brown was like,
You guys know who I think we're gonna sign, who I could see us getting? Wide receiver. If we do pick up a wide receiver on the market for like under 10 million a year. Gabe Davis. I could see it. You could too.
maybe. I mean, all he can do is run straight.
Dude.
Yeah, you don't want to
okay,
ask him to run a post.
so-
You want to ask him to run a fucking flat.
Guys, look who we're replacing. MVS. What did he do? All right.
Mhm.
Like I
Allen
I'm
Robinson, maybe. 'cause
You
I'm
know-
s-
okay,
my face is stuck.
Look, I know. Look at me. I know.
I
Angry
literally
as I've
couldn't.
seen
I
you.
couldn't get rid of it.
Understand the reaction, but you also aren't telling me that we wouldn't do that because you know that we would do that. Like you
We will
can
probably
see it.
overpay for him. Like, let's be for real. Let's be honest. We love to overpay wide receivers that are one dimensional, and that one dimension is failure.
Actually, if I remember right, we can get Gabe Davis for like 7 or 8.
So we'll give him 9 or 10.
I know. I
Don't do that to me, Sam.
I just
was
I can see it.
stuck literally for like
Chiefs agree with Gabe Davis for like 3 years, you know.
Oh no.
Don't
32
you dare
million.
give me Gabe Davis for 3 fucking years.
It would be an out after 2. It'd be very similar to the MVS one. Here's really a 2-year deal, but it says 3. You know it.
Wait, don't you just wait on the Stephon Diggs?
But that's the type of caliber of wide receiver that I see us signing.
Yeah,
Anyways, if we
I
do
don't
pick up
disagree.
somebody in free agency.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I hate that tier of wide receivers this year. It's him or Darnell Mooney, and both of them just stay away.
I'd
Is
probably
Michael
rather have
Pittman
Mooney.
Jr. not signed yet? Because that's who I want.
We're not going to be able to.
It's not happening.
Pittman's
Pittman's gonna
coming
get
off
a
of
lot
like
more than
300 catch seasons.
Yeah. Pittman's getting close to he's getting like 20 mil a year.
Yeah, Pittman has been the only option on a bad team for like his whole career.
Yeah, but would he take less money to come and be a good on a
No.
good?
Not that less.
No,
And he shouldn't. It's his first bag
He's on a
too.
second round picks contract.
Dude, he's coming off his rookie deal. He needs to go get paid. And he
Down that
will.
T. Higgins
And
range.
that will be great for wherever he
I
goes.
would love
but-
to have him.
I think he'll make more. He could make
Now,
more than T. Higgins.
the wide receiver market this year isn't like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to explode or anything. So,
I mean, you're going to have the Justin Jefferson contract that's going to reset the market, and then Jamar Chase soon after that.
most of these guys ain't J-Jets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, but those are the two that are going to. Those are going to be the contracts that because it's going to trickle down. You know,
Yeah.
you're going to be like, this is our new. He's going to sign here. It's going to raise those two contracts, raise the average. So now your people like.
and you know, it's a really good year to need
Might
is
see like a
safeties.
1-year deal.
because-
On receivers. in
Yeah,
this year's free agency.
you may.
I
That
saw
could
somebody
play.
propose that we drop Reed because it would save us $11 million, and then because of the safety, it's so deep right now. I'm like, yeah, but if
Yeah.
we save $11 million and then we go sign somebody
it's
that's
a-
his caliber, it's going to cost us just as much money.
I think
Maybe.
that also is more of a possibility if Cook hadn't missed as much time as he did with that injury.
Yeah,
You don't
It
know what
is-
Cook you're going to get back.
It is a really good time to need a safety because the market is just
It's deep
flooded.
right
With big
now.
names.
It is and not all those guys are going to be able to get the money they want.
Wouldn't it be
Uh,
great to fucking keep Justin Simmons from fucking playing against Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, good lord,
Great
jeez,
to have him
please,
here instead of against him.
yeah, and what?
I'd be really happy if Simmons went to the NFC.
Yeah,
It'd be great if you
get
went
the
there. I'd be like,
fuck
I'd
out.
put him here as a box safety, man. Like, fuck.
That'd be great, but I don't think we will just because we do have some decent depth.
Is
Is Mike
Edwards-
Evans? Do we still?
Edwards is
No,
returning.
Mike Edwards was a 1-year deal.
He was
so
a
we
1
got-
year.
Yeah.
1 year.
So
Okay.
we need a backup for Justin Reed.
So I mean, it just depends. I think we're gonna see that kind of wait out. That because we do like to play the 3 safeties. So
There's a ton of safeties out there. We'll probably pick up some.
and
cheap.
we draft
Hey,
that.
Mike Edwards could come back too, because like you said, that market's flooded, and he's not a top end guy.
Yeah, he's not top end. We draft that position fairly well.
I think he worked really well with us. I like when he
Yeah.
was in. You know, he played very well. I think he enjoyed winning a ring with us. So
I mean, that's another role that Najee Johnson could fulfill coming back too. He's kind of a safety corner hybrid.
Well, who was the other safety that we had play? Connor.
Jamari Connor, yeah, but he's
Connor, he played well.
but he's more on the other. He's more of a on the other side.
Yeah, but we saw him play a lot more once Cook got hurt because I think that's when Edwards kind of moved back to that position. So I think that we could see Cook play more Cook or Cooks. I don't know if it's.
Well, Edwards more played Justin Reed's position, like he would sub in for him. Shamari Cook played more of a like a nickel and dime
Yeah.
package role.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what they do there. I mean, it could also. I think you could also put, yeah, like you said, Najee Johnson, any of those corners you could see make that move
Yeah.
because we are stacked at that position to get playing time for them.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to use some young guys in that backfield.
Especially if they do not find a trade partner for L'Jarius Sneed, which it
Do you
does not
think
seem.
we
It
would-
doesn't
you
seem
think
like they'll be short of suitors.
would we keep Sneed
A
on that?
lot of people want him.
Yeah, they've had at least 7 teams call about him.
He's going somewhere. But I get if you have that, when you have that many teams interested, like bidding more, you could see us get a first. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Not a first. I think a 2 is doable, but we'll see.
I guess they said because of the amount of teams calling, there might be holdout because they might be getting a first or a first and a third type deal.
Yeah, that'd be
Sneed
great.
is that type of player, though, dude.
I think the last corner to get a first round pick in a trade was Rivas.
Could
Well,
be. Yeah. It seems unlikely to get a first. I think
I've been seeing a lot of the Chiefs are asking for a second.
I mean, we better get at least a second.
Yeah, that's my thought too.
Like a first, like is hopeful.
If
right?
there's a real bidding war, but if there's really 7 teams that have been interested, yes, we had better get a 2.
Yeah.
Because it was always going to be a 3 for sure.
But a 2 and
if you get a
5,
2 and a 4.
maybe a 2 and a 4.
2 and a 4 would be nuts, man.
If you get a
That Xavier Worthy time was fast, but that dude weighs 160 pounds.
Yeah, dude, I'm not about worthy.
That dude's gonna get fucking murdered in the NFL.
Yeah, he's got like a 50% catch rate or something like that.
Devonta Smith has not been, he's not a big statured player in the defense of that smaller frame. I think he's a little bigger than Xavier. But Devonta Smith has also, I think he's helped players like that.
You know how much Andy Reid though loves the small, fast guys.
He loves them.
So
you want to tell me you're 5'10", 180? Fuck, Andy Reid's gonna fucking come for you.
he's gonna.
You
better watch out, boy. Like,
but Xavier Worthy, I don't think that'd be a first round pick for Andy Reid. I think that his speed's gonna have him overdrafted.
all right.
Oh yeah, somebody's gonna
John
take
Ross went in the first round, and John Ross went before Patrick Mahomes. The pick before Patrick Mahomes, John Ross went to the Bengals because
the Bengals, man.
But that's why he did, because of how fast he was. That's all it was. They could have watched any of his tape that he had from college and said, this guy is not a good wide receiver. But they said, this kid can fucking run faster than anybody ever has at the combine. We want him.
We don't care if he can run to the right spot.
I don't care if he can
catch.
fucking play the position. We just want his speed because people will respect it, and they did not.
And they did not. No one cared.
Quickly learned he could not do anything with that speed.
Yeah, you got to be more than just fast. All right. Do we want to move off to the
Other teams?
Yeah, like the Broncos, who are having a great time right now, guys.
We go ahead and do the next call and then do the next.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. It's going to take more than 3 minutes to go over all the things that are happening with the Broncos.
Yeah. So I mean, we can continue talking about the Chiefs for a couple more minutes.
Hey,
I will say I'm worried about what we're gonna do at receiver.
I'm too.
Yeah. I am, but I'm not because look what we did last year.
yeah. I mean,
We don't. Whatever rookie we get is not going to be ready to be a starter week 1. That's just how it is with our offense.
we'll probably end up like re-signing McColl to a super cheap deal.
Yeah, McColl's gonna come back. I think Hardman. Nobody's gonna want McColl Hardman after the shit that he spewed on the pivot.
Yeah, that's fair.
McColl Hardman is a Chief for life. Congratulations, McColl, on getting a
Congrats.
lifetime deal with the Chiefs. Your career is not going to be as long as Chris Jones, but you
mean,
will play for
I
us.
mean, it was hilarious. That shit was awesome on the pivot. Like we can talk about that. That was awesome. Like
Didn't watch it all, but I know that I've seen
him.
it on Twitter.
Okay.
The Jets want to kill him.
Yeah. Well, sure, but that's just because he was you listen to what he says about the Jets, and you tell me where he's wrong. Like, please go in there, listen to what he says about the Jets, and tell me if he's wrong because
Not gonna argue.
not.
Yeah.
And the Jets instead of sitting there complaining so much. I mean, I get it when he says he already told Veach and Pat to come get him. like you're not supposed to talk to Veach, but maybe some slight player tampering, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some slight player
But then they
tampering.
want to sit there and they're going to be like, he was giving out our game plan to
That
the.
is bullshit.
Those are your two best games that you played this season.
That is yeah.
Were against the
He gave
Eagles and
he
the
gave away our offensive game plan on Zach Wilson's best game to the best defense that they played. Somehow, they played the Chiefs defense, second best defense, and he does well, and
beat
we
the
have their
Eagles.
game plan.
And that's the
And
other
then
one that he apparently gave the offensive game plan to the opponent.
Right, and then you beat the Eagles, and that's who no.
So get the fuck out of here.
Plus, first we only heard they only tacked on the Chiefs, right? First, it was just the Eagles for some reason, right? Because there was like a tweet put out by Sauce that was like, "Oh, the Eagle. Nobody gonna talk about how the Eagles had our game plan." Well, that was your best game. What nobody would have thought
didn't
that the
help
Eagles
us.
had your game. That was the
We still
best game you
lost.
played. And then only after McCole said that shit did they tack on the Chiefs. Oh, now they also think that now, of course, the Chiefs, yeah, and it was McCole who did it because McCole would for some reason give the Eagles. Why would McCole give two fucks about the Eagles?
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
But anyway, so Russell
Mhm.
Wilson's gonna be a Steeler.
Yeah. Hey.
It's fine. Breaking news.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations to Russ for tricking another team into signing him.
Well,
But
look,
yeah, he's got to be better than what Kenny Pickett.
so yeah, come on. You got Kenny Pickett who could maybe use a year to sit and learn.
Yeah.
You've got Mason Rudolph who is a backup. He's a backup. That's the quality that Mason Rudolph is. He's a backup.
But I think that if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, you got to look at you got to look no further than the New York Jets to see that the idea of bringing in a quarterback and keeping the guy you drafted in the first round and have had start for the last 2 years and am taking him to the bench is the wrong move. Kenny Pickett is up for bids right now. He is officially on the trade market.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
I was going to say it. As soon as
wants him?
Russell Wilson's there, I mean, you got to trade him. I mean, you can't bring him back in. Kenny Pickett's done as a Steeler.
I'm maybe he can learn. Okay.
I mean, we've seen.
He just saw with the Jets.
What's Kenny? Maybe.
Just
So
saying.
the Jets didn't make something work. That doesn't mean. Come on.
I'm just saying. I think that Mason Rudolph's more. Steelers fans would rather see Mason Rudolph than Kenny Pickett, and that's the real reason you have to get rid
Maybe
of
they
him.
want Kenny to
Probably.
learn from Russ.
That's
Yeah.
not a bad.
You got him learning from Russ.
That's true. You don't really want him learning that much from Russ.
Kenny Pickett.
I mean, who are you going to trade him for? What are you going to? What?
Some team will give the Patriots
No.
got a 6th-round pick for fucking Mac Jones.
Who has done a lot more than Kenny Pickett has?
A lot more? He's done more,
Well,
but a
Jones
lot.
looks like goddamn Joe Montana next to Kenny Pickett.
How weird does that look?
I mean, it's not going to look that weird next
Not
year.
good.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. He does. I guess Mac Jones does look like Joe Montana.
I mean, well,
I mean, yeah. Ryan Leaf got a second team to pick him up.
but okay, you're paying him scraps. Like the Steelers don't have to pay Russell Wilson anything.
Ryan
That's
Leaf was
why it's great for
number
them.
2 overall pick.
It's a 1-year deal where
Okay.
you're paying him like the vet minimum and you've got nothing to lose.
Right.
And nothing. He's a holdover until, maybe you find something better next year, or maybe Russ does decent enough with you because he actually has a good team around him. And you give him, a
Yeah.
few more years.
I mean, maybe a team like Minnesota could go after a Kenny Pickett for a low-end deal.
Maybe.
I'm saying, I think that.
But I mean, who cares what the Steelers are going to do with Kenny Pickett?
I think he's done.
What's more interesting is how the Broncos are just like hemorrhaging money. The largest cap hit, 85 million, right? Cap hit, more than double the largest cap hit
Oh yeah,
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The largest before this was 40 million
Matt
with,
Ryan.
with Matt Ryan and the Falcons. This is 85,
Yeah, dude, this is amazing.
double.
We're gonna see this signing to the Steelers will lessen that cap blow.
Not by much.
No, I mean we don't know
Not
what
by
the
much.
deals are. I mean I don't.
Not by.
Does it say anything on there?
No, the Steelers aren't going to give him any of the money.
They'll give him the vet men. They'll give him
That's
the
what my
lowest
assumption
that
is
they
they'll
have
get is
to
the vet man.
for 1 year. And hey, it'll
Great
be
signing,
very
actually.
interesting.
When you put it that way, that's a great deal for the Steelers.
Yes, that's why
Yeah, it's essentially
it's a
free.
no-brainer.
Nothing but upside. You're bringing in a
Yeah.
a former Super Bowl champion.
It's a free swing.
Yeah. All
And
right.
not
Russell Wilson and the Steelers, two teams that hit their peaks, over a decade ago, but here we are.
Yep.
I think the biggest winner in this deal is probably Myles Garrett, though.
Oh, yeah. Hey, don't forget about oh wait, I was gonna say TJ, but he's there. And the rest of the defensive lines on Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Fucking Mbaku.
No, Matabika, yeah.
Okay. Who received the franchise tag from the Baltimore Ravens?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
he got a deal.
I know, but he did get tagged though.
Tagged and then a deal. Did they work out something? Okay.
That's good for him. What did they pay his ass? I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah, what are they paying?
There it is.
He got 4 years.
75 and a half
That's
with
not bad.
oh, that's in guarantees. 98
Oh.
million with 75 and a half.
Okay, there you all right. I like to say, damn, that's not bad for
Yeah, I was like, shit,
a good pass rush.
a D tackle. So that
Yeah.
was done before Jones.
It's been fun seeing sad Bengals fans today.
Oh, because they thought they were getting CJ.
They had talked themselves into, they've talked themselves into a lot of things,
But it's all good. Their dreams of getting T. Higgins or getting a L'Jarius Sneed are still on the board without having to give us T. Higgins for. They're going to be able to keep T. Higgins and get L'Jarius Sneed.
yeah, I don't see it.
So what do what do the Broncos do here? They just had to, they had to cut some good players, right?
Yeah, this is a
Um,
100% rebuild.
Smart,
Right.
smart
Pat
moves that they
Surtain.
made so far. I mean, you still got Cortland Sutton in place for now. I mean, obviously he could be on the move next, but
I almost feel bad for that guy now.
he's the one that I would want to keep. But yeah, I mean, if I'm him, I'm begging to get out.
This is gonna be a bad year to be a Bronco.
Yeah. I mean,
Here for it.
Oh yeah, I'm here for it.
They're really hoping JJ McCarthy is available for them to draft. From what I'm
I mean, if he's not, what are you doing? Like, I get why you moved on from Russell Wilson,
That's a reach to get him.
but you've got nobody else, if not Russell Wilson. Like, the Broncos, you just took a huge, massive cap hit. You're paying a quarterback a ton of money to not play for you, to play for a different team when you don't even have a backup plan, it seems.
They got Sean Payton though.
Yeah, that's not a backup plan.
Sean Payton's like he's got a real fine line to walk here too, because they're not just going to give him 3 years to shit the bed.
But he's gonna have
No,
to.
it's going to take minimum 2 years.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to
You have to make
the
marginal.
office is expecting they're not expecting him to make the playoffs or anything like that. But he can't be so bad that he loses the locker room and
I know, but I mean, they
fan
won.
base starts turning on him. Like they're going to be bad, but he's got to be able to show improvement. And I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
They won eight.
It's hard pressed to see how right now.
I don't see how they get better from 8 and 9, what they were last year. Like 8, 9 kind of seems like your ceiling.
Yeah, I feel the same because I think the Raiders
mean-
and Chargers are both going to be way better this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've just shown they're getting worse. I mean, without
Yeah.
they cut Simmons, they traded Judy, they cut Wilson. So
What did Judy get? What'd they get for Judy? Like a fifth and a sixth?
six,
Yeah, 5 and a
5 and a
6.
6 from the Browns.
Yeah, you know,
Those are moves because they're hoping to move up in.
That's a great signing for the Browns.
that is very good for the Browns.
Very good. Low risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Especially with
They
Amari Cooper is gonna be a good.
him and Mari Cooper will be good together, I think.
Well, they just gotta hope Deshaun stays healthy.
Or they can hope that the backups do as well as they did last year for him.
That too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expect the Broncos to go over in the division.
They
next
could,
year.
yeah. I mean, I still think they're gonna split with the Raiders.
You think?
Can never trust them. Can never trust the fucking Raiders. I never will.
Yeah. Broncos are in quite you know. And if Justin Simmons can thank God he's just don't stay in the division. Like,
Yeah.
please.
Don't go to the Raiders.
I
No,
don't,
no.
I hate seeing that
Don't
guy.
go sign with the fucking Chargers or some shit.
Yeah, you know, and they would
They
too.
don't have any money either, so
Dude, if you wanna
That's true.
you get fucking hurt. That's what happens. They sign a veteran, he gets injured. Don't go to the Chargers.
It could be different for him now.
Come to the
They've got the coach, guys, and they're gonna have a different
It's gonna take him a few years because he plays quite differently than how that team's built currently.
Simmons. You've seen how it is to play against us. How about you try playing with us? For
He
the-
likes to get the biggest and strongest offensive lineman and just shove the ball down your throat.
who? Harbaugh?
Harbaugh.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it worked pretty well for the 49ers. So you got to three consecutive NFC championship games.
yeah, with a
But
team that
he's
was
got to
not
build
great.
that. He's got to build that first. So
Maybe he went there and changed
He got
things.
there in the year 2.
Yeah, he changed things pretty quickly.
He did good
Same
work
thing.
there. I mean,
yeah, that was a pretty dog shit team that he took.
that was a dog shit team that just he made Alex Smith like the first year he was there. Alex Smith looked like a fucking Hall of Famer.
He definitely looked like legit QB, where
Alex Smith
he
was
had
winning
not.
playoff games with his legs and his arm.
Yeah.
Alex Smith should have been playing for a Super Bowl, but fucking Kyle Williams couldn't field a punt.
Yeah.
He fumbled
You know.
3 punts. Already
Yeah, but then maybe Alex never comes here, and
true. You're absolutely correct.
Pat's career starts maybe just a little bit slower.
Yeah.
or we don't even get Pat.
Fair, yeah.
Let's
Get a
not
quarterback before Pat
Yeah.
because we would have been awful without us.
So from one team who's in a terrible, terrible position to another in the Bills. Uh, yeah, they had a fucking murdering spree with their roster. I mean, who
the only one
didn't
that
they
I
lose?
think hurts is Jordan Poyer. From the
That's-
outside.
yeah,
That's the only one that I think.
Losing Trey White wasn't good either.
Trey
yeah,
White, they've been built for not having that.
right.
Actually,
White's been hurt
White's missed like
quite a
20
bit.
21 out of the last like 43 possible games.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you know,
He's
he was
last 2-3 years he's been injured a lot. Unfortunate. So they've prepared for it. Obviously, they hope that Elam finally takes a step to join the rest of that draft class of corners and be competent. Like, how fucking shitty is that? He's like the one that I can think of that wasn't good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking deep. Like, Joshua Williams is good. Jalen Watkins.
Man,
Yeah.
the Bills fucking panic picked.
Yeah. Panic picked and got the. You never draft a Florida player in the first round. Sorry, Sam.
I mean, the Cowboys liked it
But
with
they
Emmitt
did
Smith,
Emmitt Smith.
but most of these guys ain't Emmitt Smith. So.
But I
Yeah.
mean, Poyer and Trey White both on the wrong side of 30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you've probably
Um,
seen their best football. I mean, they're still
you
really
probably
good.
have.
Those are bodies you have to replace.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they also lost Micah Hyde was a free agent too, so I guess they're just like, we'll just reset at the safety position.
Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer were quite the tandem back there for him.
They were.
Like,
Micah's been hurt on and off the last couple of years, so well, I guess they both have been banged up, but
And then man, Mitch Morris, that's
Mitch
a big
Morris.
one for him as well.
Line, yeah.
And
Yeah,
not
that
loving
really,
the,
that Von Miller contract is really hanging him out to dry.
yeah.
Play
They had to
stupid
cut a
games,
lot of those guys.
prizes, right, boys?
What's that?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah, I mean the
You signed,
Bills.
you signed an injury-prone, aging outside linebacker.
That's what really
The
hurts
big
about
contract.
these
Wasn't he
last couple of
34
years.
when he signed the goddamn deal?
Yeah, and he
A
was coming off
6-year
of
deal.
he had 2 ACL reconstructions at that point. 2.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible signing from the get-go. Stupid. They deserve this.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Bean deserves to be fired for that move alone.
Man,
Big
and they
difference
went,
between that move and what we just did.
dude, they went all
Chris
in.
Jones is homegrown and never had to knock on wood. We're not talking about a guy who's had to have been under the knife on major.
Right, yeah, hasn't had major injuries or off the field dispute like
And he's
issues.
not a player that relies solely on athleticism, like speed and his wiggle. He's a lot of it is brute strength and power.
He's big, yeah.
That's going to help. That's going to give him. Is going to help
Some
his,
longevity.
yeah,
Yeah.
his production down the line.
Yeah.
That is not all
Um,
just athleticism. Athleticism is a big part of Chris Jones. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and
Not
I believe
Just pure size.
um Josh Allen's contract is hitting a big cap year.
Yeah.
So you got they had some tough moves to make. And they're gonna have to be rebuilding. Like they missed their window there with that lineup. Like they still have, it's not too hard to rebuild when you have the quarterback.
They got to retool. I mean, it's
You
not
gotta
a,
right. I don't know if it's
yeah.
but it could be a slight down year now. And it could be a year where, I mean, if you wanted a new coach and you wanted to start things anew in Buffalo, now's the time. I
Sean
feel
McDermott
like
is so fucking hot right now.
I know, and I feel like they're gonna end up splitting this into 2 years when they could just like rip the band-aid off and do it right now and start things fresh right now. I feel like they're
They should
doing
have, yeah.
some of that right now with all these roster cuts. And then after this year, like if it's a disaster and they have to fire Sean McDermott and the whole coaching staff, then they're going to be doing that part of it next year. Like,
Yeah, I think they probably would have gotten rid of McDermott, but they're I don't know if like the candidate they want is really out there this
That's what I
year.
was thinking.
Number one, and number two, I don't know if they were quite prepared to be ready to move off Sean McDermott.
yeah. And I mean, when he went on that run,
I think there probably comes a like with moving off your coach. There's probably a lot of forethought that goes into that
I
Yeah.
mean, he has helped,
for a successful organization anyway.
he has helped turn the franchise around
Yeah.
from
This
being,
franchise hadn't been to a postseason, hadn't participated in a postseason in 21 years
yeah,
before
no
Sean
one-
McDermott.
like since Jim Kelly was around.
Since the Music City Miracle happened
Yeah,
on.
okay,
They
there
had
you
not
go.
been involved in a postseason game until Sean McDermott was there. So it wasn't 21 years. I think it was like
It was,
close.
yeah, but
It was close.
it was a long fucking time. It was a long time that they had
So
been
this is
a
a,
middling team.
and you know what? Maybe it's one of those situations like they're talking about in San Francisco. It's a guy who can't get over the hump, but you just want to stick with him because deep down you believe in him.
So
Yeah.
Marty Schottenheimer.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean, at least Shanahan can get to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
You
but he
know?
also doesn't have to play the Chiefs in the playoffs. He has to play them in the Super Bowl.
That's true.
You know,
But,
if he had
I
to
mean,
play the
he
if he
still-
had to play the Chiefs in the postseason to get to the Super Bowl, he
I
would.
know, but they couldn't get past the Bengals either. Like
Bengals are fucking hard too, dog. Like
the Bills guys,
it was at that
but
year, just that
the
one year
Bills,
past
dude,
the Bengals.
the Bills peaked what 4 seasons ago?
They're right after the
They
Titans.
just lost 3 straight seasons in the divisional round. Like 4 seasons ago, they lost us in the AFC Championship game. Since then,
They
it was us in the 13 seconds in the divisional round, getting fucking their ass. I mean, just fucking dogged walks by the Bengals in their home stadium, right? Last season in the divisional round, and then us this year in their stadium in the divisional round.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, yeah, I don't
the
disagree.
best year that you've had with Josh Allen was losing the AFC Championship game in Arrowhead, and it wasn't even close. Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that they honestly do need to they need to move off Stephon Diggs. Is their big thing. They're losing all these players, and it's like, get rid of, you got one big one that we're waiting on here. The
yeah,
main
I
one.
mean, that's it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Diggs has been an absolute disappearing act the last 2 seasons.
Last
they
two
really,
seasons.
Second half
And
of the
he's,
season.
and
They
he's
need to-
also terrible presence in the locker room, it seems.
they need to. You're right, and I feel like it could be one of those things where you know the saying, like, better to move off a guy a year early than a year too late.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're gonna definitely keep him a year too late.
It feels
If
like they
have
already have kept him a year too late. Last season, you're paying him as a
to.
top three.
You might be right.
He's getting production like wide receiver 16, 18.
Yeah.
You know? He's barely a wide receiver.
Dropping balls in the fucking playoffs that are
Catchable.
Ugh. Yeah.
So I mean,
Right.
yeah, I think that they need to move off Stephon Diggs. Maybe they move off him and then in time to keep a Gabe Davis. Obviously, you don't want Davis to be your number one, but they could kind of tool their receiver room as the Chiefs did when they had Juju. You know, get
yeah,
some.
but I mean,
That's what they got to do. I mean, they got a copycat and they got a focal point around that run game because James.
but we didn't see
Well-
Josh Allen didn't come to life until he got a Stephen Diggs.
True, and
Maybe he's
it sucks. You
better
hope
now.
that he's still there, but I mean, they also got to try to take some of the load off of him running the ball too, which they finally did that once Joe Brady took over as the OC last year.
Yeah. I don't know, Bills. You got a lot to think about.
Yeah, they got to do some retooling, and I think the first thing
Their
first,
defense.
salary cap space,
They're gonna
make some moves.
they're gonna have to rebuild like their entire defense.
Yeah, they have
Their defense has been really good these last few years.
Do the Dolphins run away with the East this year?
What's that?
Do the Dolphins run away with the East this year?
They need to.
I
The
don't think-
Dolphins need to win it though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they just dominate the AFC East this year?
What about the Jets? Do the Jets do it this year? Do they finally build?
Jets are a fucking mess, man.
Is Bakhtiari going to be that big of an upgrade at format left tackle?
Did they sign him
I
officially
mean,
yet?
it's a matter of time.
I know, right? They let their QB build their roster, so I don't. Dude, like, I mean, McCole said it. They don't really have a plan on offense beside, like, Aaron is their offense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude.
But it is. Calls the plays. He, and so if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, if the 40-year-old coming off the Achilles injury gets hurt again, yeah, Jets are done.
Sure. I think this year we find out how good of a quarterback Josh Allen really is. Because he's going to have to carry a lot of the load of this team from the makeup of it.
Yeah, that's why if they take some of these, or if they're able to get a little bit of money and get him a couple more cheap weapons on offense, like they could potentially operate an offense like we used to.
Yeah.
Where it's just, hey, outscore us, motherfuckers. And like they can win those games.
Yeah, they got fucking with the running game that they developed over the last half of last season, they could be unstoppable on offense.
But I think it's just their defense is just going to be bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Unless some of their in-house guys that are going to be there take that step. I
Yeah,
don't
if they
think
can
it's
be-
happening, but you need Elam too.
They can rebuild this defense quickly, then
And that's the
Like,
side of the ball that should
let's
come
see.
easier for McDermott because that is his. But he's gonna. Bean has to have a good plan and attack it in the draft.
See what they do. We'll see if we can snake another guy away from them too.
Make them cuss themselves out.
You know. All right. What about I guess we can talk about other things. Man, PV Jason Kelsey retiring,
And Fletch.
and Fletcher Cox for you. two Eagles legends retiring.
Man, fucking love them, dude. Like,
You know,
I'm glad that they are two players that only played for one franchise, and that
right? Spent their
franchise
whole
was
career.
one of the
Eagles.
teams that I love to
Helped you win
watch.
helped you win a Super Bowl.
Dude, they were
Played
very
the Eagles.
vocal and they were huge parts of that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Those two, and I
huge
think,
parts of your team, man.
dude, I'm thankful that they were part of it.
Mm.
Kelsey's retirement speech was beautiful.
It was
His press
great.
conference, I'm sorry, his
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
but yeah, his retirement press conference speech, it was great.
I mean, he handled it the exact way you would expect Jason Kelsey to handle it. He showed up in fucking flip flops with the fucking cut with no sleeves.
But it was emotional. You cried, you laughed,
Flared his emotions on his sleeves.
you know.
Gave a couple really good soundbite quotes. Which you would expect from him. Told us some amazing stories.
Mm-hmm.
Took a 20-minute speech and cried it out to a 40-minute.
Oh, dude,
Fantastic, man.
loved every minute.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Gonna miss him, but hey, I mean, I'm glad that he's gotten as big as he has. He'll be around on new heights every week. I'm sure he'll get a media deal somewhere. We'll see what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to go to the booth or do any sort of commentating role or whatever, but I'm sure he could if he wants to.
Yeah, man. He,
Um,
dude, that dude's awesome.
that dude, yes, everybody seems to
Love
love him,
Jason.
and for good reason.
Very happy that
He's an incredibly marketable guy, so I think we'll be seeing a lot more of Jason Kelsey.
oh yeah.
Apparently, the market for him is bigger than Belichick for TV.
Yeah, I could kind of see it though.
Yeah. I mean, he's a
I
lot
kind of see it. You
But
know,
it's a lot more personable for sure.
yeah. A lot of people really like him. Very entertaining guy. A little bit of the Swifty effect is in there as well.
Yeah.
So I would rather watch Jason Kelsey than Bill Belichick. Say that.
Bill Belichick. I mean,
I mean, there's just so like aside from Bill Belichick, the person, like there's just so much interesting shit in his head that I
That's
like.
true. I guess I'd rather hang out with Jason Kelsey than Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
or
I would like to hear Bill Belichick talk about football.
yeah.
I do want to hear that.
that would be amazing.
Anyways, but yeah, Jason Kelsey, love him.
Yeah.
You're tired.
Congrats to
Jason.
both those guys on legendary careers in Philadelphia.
Legendary careers.
Legendary
Both of them.
Both.
I don't know if Fletcher Cox will be in the Hall of Fame, but
He'll
he'll
definitely be in the Eagles Ring of
he'll
Honor.
be
I
in,
believe.
he'll be in the Eagles Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be very fondly remembered in Philadelphia.
Yes, he will.
Jason
Yes, he will.
Kelsey, hopefully first ballot Hall of Famer. Hopefully they don't make you wait for your brothers so they can put you both
Maybe.
in the same year.
That would be cool though. That
That'd
would be
cool, but let Jason get in first. Let him do it.
I don't know. Has the center ever gone first ballot?
What better one than Jason?
That's true. The guy, man, he had like 6 All Pros in 7 years. Like the back half of his career was just insane.
Yeah, the back half was way better than the front half. And
Yeah. He made like 1 Pro Bowl in that front half, but
yeah,
I mean, I'll say no other center has ever had the kind of exposure that Jason Kelsey has.
yeah.
very true.
Jason Kelsey definitely has
Very
made
true.
a market for himself. But Jason Kelsey also he's undersized for that position. When he came
Yeah.
into the league, they were talking a lot about how small he was, and then you watch some of the blocks that dude laid down. Oh
He
my.
revolutionized that position.
The athleticism at that position changed.
He's no longer undersized
No.
because he has changed that position. Like
Yeah, I love the dude. Second greatest.
you don't have to be 300 plus pounds. You can be sub 300 and be a center.
I don't remember who it was who tweeted it out, but they said that is the second best 6th round pick of all time. And the other guys
Fair.
referred to as the GOAT.
Fair. Yeah, no, we know.
So I mean that's pretty good company to be in.
Yeah. So, man,
I think we did it.
we can definitely get into.
We got
Hey,
some
Mac Jones to the Jags, guys. They did it.
I did it.
Look at that.
The Patriots found a team dumb enough to take him. But hey, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Come back and check it out next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have lots more to talk about. I'm
Lots
sure.
more.
When does free agency start?
This week, it starts on Wednesday.
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 Okay. By about the time this video's coming out.